Alright, welcome back everybody. We're dealing with the end. Hopefully this is the final chapter, even though it's like the second video about it, about the alternator fiasco issue saga thing. So let me explain where I'm at right now. Since the last video, you saw it still wasn't charging the car up. So this was the one that was in the car right here. I took that alternator over to my local AutoZone and they tested the alternator for free. If you didn't know you could do that, you could bring it to an AutoZone. You could probably call any auto parts store and ask them if they could test the alternator. They could bench test it for you. That alternator is all good. So I'm assuming the one that was in the car was all good. Because what are the chances of having two bad alternators? Next part of it was I started checking fuses. There was ones in the fuse panel in the fuse box in the car. Everything was good. There was one in the kick panel, like in there in the driver's side. All those fuses were good. So I actually started checking other wiring things. I had a friend tell me to check the fusible link. I don't know what the hell that is. I was looking around and everything looked good. Then we got over to this this plug over here that looks a little burnt up. So we're going with that's the issue right there. Now that I'm looking at it, there's probably a short somewhere in the car, I would assume, or I need some of that white lithium grease stuff that you stick in an electrical connection to make sure it gets a better connection. But that's where we're at right now. I still have this unplugged. I mean, you see the plug's all fucked up. Hopefully it's not like bad. I mean, I do have a fire extinguisher if worse comes to worse, so keep your fingers crossed. But I changed the alternator back to the original one. This one, the new used one that I put in the other video, it did work, but it actually started making like a weird like noise, like almost like there was a friggin' supercharger under the hood. So swapped the original one back in because, like I said before, I got it tested at AutoZone. That works. Added another ground from the motor to the frame, and I just got to go. I'm gonna clean these plugs out and gotta go to the store and get that grease, and then I'm gonna plug them back in, start it up, and then we're definitely going to keep an eye on that to hopefully that doesn't happen again. I don't even know what the fuck it would have caused it. It is what it is, and just gonna have to keep rocking with it. Alright, so we are back. Went to the store and then ran out of time, so it's the next day. I don't remember where I left off. So alternator is replaced with the original one that was in the car. The other one, I don't remember where I put the other one. It's around somewhere. It's on the shelf here. That's my new used one. I didn't get white lithium grease for this connection. I actually wound up getting some other stuff found at Home Depot. It's supposed to make the connection better. I'm gonna throw that in this thing that looks like complete shit. And hopefully, oh God. Gonna have to figure out a way to get this to stay together now. Probably just gonna have to like tape it together because I don't think like the clip doesn't. Oh my God, the clip doesn't seem to look like it's like it wants to clip anymore. So that's the inside. The one connection looks like shit. That's the other connection in the harness. I feel like that connection was shit. Not that I feel like it was shit. At one point I cleaned it out with contact cleaner, then replugged it in. So maybe that didn't get a good connection when I replugged it in. So then it started like making it look like shit even more again. So I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna spray it down with the contact cleaner again, and then throw some of that compound shit in and then plug it back in and keep your fingers crossed. Let's go for the moment of truth now. Everything's connected, reconnected the battery. Hopefully this all works now. Here we go. So far so good. No lights, that light used to be on, obviously the brake is on. All good here. Now let me go to the front. Going pretty good. I know my tune is off, so once it's done with the cold start, it's gonna go really lean and try to die, so I'm gonna have to keep it running. But that plug's looking fine right now. There we go. Alternator isn't making crazy noises. Just gonna have to warm it up, so let it run a little bit, and then I'll check the plug again. So it's idling pretty damn good. This alternator is making a little bit of a noise. That high-pitched noise, but very weird since I added that ground. I think I mentioned I added the ground on the other side of the motor. It's actually not leaning out like crazy when it's cold, so maybe that was fucking something up, but so far so good. Think we 100%. So the test drive went good. So the car is running like super rich now. I guess like that ground like kind of helped, but it's probably like messing with the tune now because like I said, it wasn't idling super lean. I used to have to give it gas just to let it not die while idling before it warmed up. So now it's running like super rich. My air fuel gauge over here is reading like 10 when I'm under throttle, and that's like almost maxed out. The only more max you could go is like 3 dashes. So we're, like I said, we're very rich. You want to be about, I think, like 12, if I recall correctly. But plug's looking good. Alternator's working. There was a little bit of a stutter coming up the hill in second gear under throttle, but maybe that's just because it's not warming up. I do have to put these. I mean, I guess I don't have to because I'm really probably looking to tear this thing apart soon. But the fans either need to be on like some sort of like controlled thermostat type deal or put them on a switch because this thing will not warm up for shit in this weather. So thank you guys for joining me. Swapping the alternator, a little update type deal, but we all good now ish. So I'll see you guys in the next one.